Okay, so the question I'm going to do today is a solids in contact question on page 289. It's question 3 from the Technical Graphics textbook. So it says the elevation plan of a cone A in contact with sphere V are shown below. Both solids rest on the horizontal plane. Part A, draw the plan and elevation of the solids in contact. B, draw another sphere of diameter 30 millimeters is placed on the horizontal plane in position C so that it is in contact with cone A and sphere B. Determine the projections of this sphere, and then part C is locate all points of contact in both views. So I'm just going to set up the question first, and I'm going to draw the cone. Okay, so there's the plan and the elevation of cone A drawn. So what I need to do now is I need to put a sphere of radius 30 millimeters in contact with that cone. So to do that, because it's radius 30, the first thing I'm going to do is measure up 30 millimeters from the XY line. I'm going to draw a light line across. Okay, and then the second thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to bisect the angle, the outside angle that the cone makes with the XY line. Okay, so where the both of them meet then is my center point, my radius 30, and then I can draw that in. So at the moment now that's my construction sphere, so I'm just going to do that in a yellow color. Now I need to bring it to plan view then and put it into position that is 30 degrees southeast of A. So I'm going to bring it down to the middle of cone A, project out the center of cone A, and then I'm going to rotate it. Okay. And then it's at an angle of 30 degrees. So from the center then project it out, and then at 30 degrees then get your compass, set it at 30, and draw in the sphere. So that's sphere B, and in its correct position in plan view. So what I need to do now is I need to project that to elevation and draw it in its correct position and elevation. So bring up the center point, bring across the center point and elevation. There's its new center. Get the radius. Go to the new position. And then you're going to draw in your circle. Okay. Now, because the sphere is covering the cone, this part needs to go in hidden detail. And then down here in plan view, this needs to go in hidden detail as well. Okay. Final thing I'm going to do then is show the point of contact between these two solids. Okay, so to do that, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to use your construction sphere first, and you have to go perpendicular to the side of the cone, and it has to go through the center point of the construction sphere. So to do this, I use sliding set squares, put the 45-degree set square on top, rotate it once, and then through the center point. Okay. So that there then is your construction point of contact. So what I'm going to do now is bring that to plan and then rotate it into its correct position. So bring it down to the center. Then rotate it. When you join the two center points then in plan view, it's along them two center points where the center lies. That's your point of contact. Now we're going to show that point of contact in an elevation. So project that up to elevation. And then in elevation, then you need to bring that line straight across. Okay, and that's your point of contact in an elevation. Okay, so that's part A of the question done. So part B then says, draw another sphere of diameter 30 millimeters and it's placed in the horizontal plane in position C so that it is in contact with cone A and sphere B, and determine the projections of this sphere. Okay, so the third sphere, its radius is radius 15, diameter 30, and has to touch cone A and sphere B. So what we need to do now is we need to get it in contact with cone A out here to the left, in contact with sphere B out here to the right, bring them down to plan view and rotate them respectively into position C, which is out here. So first thing I'm going to do is measure up 15 millimeters from the XY line, draw in a light line, and then I'm going to bisect my angle. Then get your compass and draw in your construction sphere. So that's my construction sphere. So what I'm going to do now is bring that to plan view. And then what I'm going to do then is rotate it around cone A. There it's rotated around. So I know now it lies, the center point of the new sphere, which is in contact with A and B, lies along that line. So now I'm going to do the same over here. So I know that it's going to rest on the horizontal plane, so it has to be 15 millimeters up from the XY line. I'm going to bring it across that line, and then to get it in contact with sphere B, I'm going to add the two radiuses together. So I have the radius there of sphere B, so I'm going to put on 15 millimeters to the outside of that. So there's the 15 marked on. get my compass, and then just rotate it down. So it's important to note that I'm working with the correct sphere B, not the construction one, but the full one. And then draw in your sphere. So there is my construction sphere in contact with B. So now what I'm going to do is bring it to plan view and then rotate this into its correct position. Now notice that because it's in contact with B in elevation, I'm going rotating around B in plan view. Not around A, it has to be around the solid that it's touching. So rotate that around there. And then where the two arcs cross then is the center point of C. So we know that the radius is 15, so get that radius down here and draw it in. Now it's going to be covering A, but it's going to be in under B, so it's going to be dotted in under B, covering A. So because it's covering A, then what I'm going to have to do is just rub out this part here. That has to go in hidden detail. Okay, so that's C. So to draw C now in elevation, I'm going to bring up the center point, get the radius, and draw it in position. Now it's going to be in underneath that sphere there. Okay, because that bigger one is going to be in front of it. So that's your sphere C in elevation. Now what I need to do now is show the point of contact between them. Okay, so I'm going to start off with A and C. So the first thing I'm going to do is go perpendicular through the center point. So there's my construction point of contact. And then I'm going to rotate that down, bring it to plan view, and rotate it into position. So I know the center is along that arc, and then if I join the two center points in plan view, that's my point of contact. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is bring that up to elevation, and then bring across the height then in elevation. Okay, so that's the point of contact now between A and C. Now to get the point of contact in between B and C. Again, I'm going to join the two centers together. And then where the two of them touch is the point there. Bring that to plan view and then rotate it. So there's the point right there. So in plan view then, again you're rotating it around B because it's in contact with B. Get the arc, rotate it around, join the two centers, where the two of them lie, that's your point of contact. Now to find that in elevation then, I'm going to bring that point of contact directly up, and then I'm going to bring that point of contact across from my construction one, and there's my point of contact of the two. Right there. Okay. So that there now is a typical solids in contact question where you have to get a cone in contact with a sphere, and then you have to get another sphere in contact with both solids that were given in the question, and also showing the points of contact.